Welcome to Movement and Function. I'm Beth Wagner. In today's 2 for Tuesday video, I'm going to show you 2 great ways to recover from Achilles tendinitis. If this is a brand new injury for you, then I recommend checking out my video on acute injuries called RICE, which stands for rest, ice, compression, and elevation. That's going to be the best video for you to do for the first, say, 1 day to a week or so after your injury, until the inflammation and the warmth and all of the signs of inflammation have reduced down. Once you're past that initial stage of recovery from the acute injury, then come back to this video and pick up where you left off. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is a great way to re-strengthen your Achilles tendon with less likelihood of aggravating the tissues. So this is going to be an eccentric heel raise. What eccentric means is that we're strengthening and a lengthening movement. So instead of just doing your typical heel raise up and down, this is actually going to do most of the strengthening in the lowering movement. So let me show you what I mean by that. I'll turn to the side here so that you can see. When you do this exercise, be sure that you're standing close to a countertop or something for support and for balance. This isn't meant to be a balance exercise, so you want to be holding on to something here. So let's say it's my right calf, my right Achilles that's been injured that I want to strengthen. What I'll do is press up on my toes, leaning mostly on my left leg. Once I'm up on the top, I'm going to shift my weight over to the right leg and then lower back down. Shift my weight to the left, press up, shift my weight over to the right, and then lower. So what you will feel right away that most of the work when you're raising up is happening in the left calf. That's on purpose. Once we shift the weight over to the right leg and lower, then you'll feel the effort on the right side. And that's exactly what we want for an eccentric heel raise. Start this on flat ground, and as you get stronger and feel better and better, then you could try doing this on the edge of a step so that when you're lowering down, your heel is actually dropping down below the level of your toes. That will accentuate the strengthening effect. But don't start there. It's a little more likely to aggravate the tissue if you start too intensely with this. Start with 10 to 15 repetitions. Do that for a couple of days. As long as you're not irritating the tissue, then build up. Go to 20 repetitions, 25 repetitions. And I recommend doing this every single day. If you feel any pain, discomfort, severe soreness in your calf, back off. Take a day or 2 off and then go back into it again. Exercise number 2 is a calf stretch. As the Achilles tendon is healing, you don't want the scar tissue to heal too tightly. You want to have some flexibility and some extensibility in the tendon as it's healing. So, calf stretch. Again, if it's my right leg that's been affected, I will step back with my right foot, heel on the ground, gently lunge forward so that you feel a stretch in the right calf and the right Achilles. Look down. Make sure the toes on your right foot are pointed straight forward. There's a tendency, especially after an injury or with chronic tightness, to have that foot turned out. That basically removes the stretch. So you want to be sure that your toes are pointed straight forward. And lunge. Hold this position for 20 to 30 seconds and then release. In order to keep things symmetrical between your left and your right legs, go ahead and do the calf stretch on both sides evenly. So left side, 20 to 30 seconds, and then come back out. I strongly recommend doing this exercise 2 repetitions on both legs twice a day. A great way to do this is while you're brushing your teeth, morning and night. It's a great 2 for 1. You're already spending the time brushing your teeth. You might as well get in a calf stretch while you're doing it. A lot of people like to do a calf stretch with their heels off the edge of a step. I wouldn't recommend doing a calf stretch that intensely while you still have a calf pain or Achilles pain going on. Go ahead and do it the way I just demonstrated it for at least a week or two, every single day, twice a day. Once you start feeling the Achilles tendon start to stretch, you have a little more flexibility in there, less pain, less swelling, then it's up to you. If you feel like your body's ready for it, you could try to do calf stretch with your heel off the edge of the step. See how you feel. I hope these two exercises are helpful for you to relieve your tendinitis and your Achilles. Please leave any questions or comments down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please go ahead and do that now. Thumbs up is always great to see, and if you'd like to be notified when my next video comes out, click the bell. Here's to your healing, health, and happiness. Have a fantastic day.